is Monica Duarte and I am an archetype coach. And I work with archetypes to help you get to know yourself on a deeper level so that you can create a life and brand that feels authentic to you. In today's video, we are continuing our monthly ASMR archetypal healing sessions. And in this month, we are going to focus on the Warrior Archetype. But before we get started, if you enjoy these type of ASMR style videos, or if you enjoy learning more about yourself and you're looking to find ways to get to know yourself on a deeper level, to transform your life and your brand if you have a business, go ahead and subscribe to my channel right now so that you'll get these weekly videos, inspirational videos, and also make sure to like this video to help me grow my channel. So I'm actually really excited to do this healing session today because the Warrior Archetype is actually one of my strong archetypes, and I am very familiar with that energy. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started. I already went ahead and saged the space, so the energy is already cleared, and we're going to work with crystals to help you connect with that warrior archetype in you so that you can get to know yourself better from that level. You can get familiar with that energy and you can use it consciously in your life, and also to help you create relaxation in your life as well. So to get started, if you want to imagine the warrior archetype as a symbol, go ahead and think of the tiger. The tiger is courageous, the tiger is assertive, and the tiger doesn't really need to prove itself because it knows who he or she is. So in order to connect to the warrior archetype in you, you have to understand that there is a process to becoming a warrior. You don't just become a warrior just because you want to. You develop the skills and the strategy and the patience. And so with today's session, we're actually going to go through that process so that you can bring in that process in your life. And the first crystals that I have to share is Hematite and orange Jasper. And these two crystals are very grounding. And that is the first step to becoming a warrior. You must ground yourself. You need to be practical. You need to know where you stand so that you know what strategies to create and how to move forward. Courage is not something that you just do. It's something you develop. And it's developed from a solid foundation. So what I'm going to do with these crystals, I'm going to tap these crystals really gently, just around your energy field, with the intention to ground yourself, to ground your energy field so that we can get started from a very solid foundation. I'm just going up your energy centers and just grounding them, bring them down to earth and all the way to the top. And then just going around, down your neck, your shoulders, down your legs, and your other arm, and around your head. I'm just going to go right in behind your neck as well. there are different phases of, like I said, of the warrior. An underdeveloped warrior, or a warrior that's just developing itself, or also an unhealthy warrior, literally just attacks just for the sake of it. It's kind of ruthless and careless, and it's good to be mindful of that because that's not necessarily healthy. What we're going to do is we're going to develop that warrior to be healthy so that you can be courageous, so that you can set healthy boundaries in a way that benefits you and those around you. I'm going to go ahead and put these at the bottom of your feet just to continue that grounding, okay? Perfect. The next stone or crystal, I think it's a stone that I have, is Monkite. You can see the beautiful colors there. And the reason I'm using this one is because this specific stone helps to ground or balance your bottom energy centers, or your lower chakras. So the earth chakra, this sacral, and the solar plexus, which are really important to make sure that you can actually channel that grounded energy up to your solar plexus. The solar plexus is connected to the warrior archetype. So I just wanted to share this stone with you if you want to incorporate it into your life. This one is a massage type style. It has like this little dip right here, so you can kind of scoop if you like and massage yourself. So as you look at this stone, just imagine your bottom 3 energy centers or chakras being balanced. The next stone I have, or crystal, is Garnet. It's kind of dark, and Garnet can be from like really bright red to darker type colors, like browns and dark red. The reason I brought this specific gemstone into the session is because Garnet has actually been known in mythology and in history to be used as a protective stone. So, which brings us to the next part of the warrior, which is understanding how to protect yourself. Because you can't just go, let's say, into battle, or if you want to look at it instead of a goal, you can't just go into creating that goal in your life without actually feeling protected and knowing how to protect yourself. The other thing about protection is that the warrior knows when it's time to retreat and when it's time to charge. So again, think about the warrior, using your warrior for a specific goal you have in your life. Maybe let's say that you're working at a job that you don't like and you're thinking about leaving that job. You don't just leave your job without having a plan. And you don't go around telling people that you're going to leave your job, right? You keep that to yourself. So that is one of the strategies of the warriors, that you are able to retreat when it's appropriate and when it's time to charge, meaning in a specific instance, when it's time to leave your job, you let people know. But you keep it to yourself for a while until you're ready to actually execute your goal. So this gemstone can help with that. Okay. The next crystal I have is called Tiger Eye, and it actually has flashes. You can't really see them that great, but these flash right here. You can see them right here. And Tiger Eye is a really good stone for connecting with your warrior archetype and for your solar plexus. Again, a lot of the crystals that we're working with today are to help or are related to your solar plexus, because that's very strongly connected to the warrior archetype. So we're going to be mostly working with crystals that are connected to that energy center today. And one of the things about Tiger Eye is that it helps you become courageous. Even if you feel fear with the warrior archetype, even though the archetype feels fear, it does not allow fear to dominate it. You are allowed to feel fear, but it doesn't mean you have to let it control you. And that's what courage is being able to feel the fear, but still move forward anyways. And that's actually how you also build your self-confidence and your self-esteem. So Tiger Eye is an awesome stone to help you with that. And to help you also see where you've been giving your power away. So anytime that you have not set boundaries, that you've allowed somebody else to overstep you, where you're literally leaking energy, this stone can help you rebalance that and help you build your courage to stand up for yourself. So what I'm going to do with this stone is I'm going to I'm going to go through your chakras, your energy centers, and I'm going to kind of pluck where there's energy that's leaking. And then I'm going to use another crystal in a moment to put in energy to help bring back more vitality into your space, into your energy field. So I'm just going to go ahead and start from the root chakra, or the root energy center. And we're going to go ahead and take some of that root chakra is connected to feeling safe in the world, feeling grounded. So if you're dealing with money issues or just not having a very stable life right now, that means you could be leaking energy from that space. We're going to go up to the next one, which is the Sacral Chakra. That is one of the chakras that helps with creativity, with your intuition, but it also is the sexual chakra. So if you've been leaking energy from that space, which we actually do leak energy when, you get involved with different people. I'm trying to be discreet. And, you guys break up. You could be leaking energy. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. Also, if you have any issues with feeling confident in your sexuality, even in your gender, there could be stuff going on there as well. Now we're going to go to the solar plexus, which is the main focus for today. And again, that is being able to have courage to being able to stand up for yourself, to speak your truth, to set boundaries even when others don't like it, to do the right thing, because to that archetype, doing the right thing is vital, even when others won't. Okay, we're going to go up to the heart chakra now. And the heart chakra is connected to your self-love and being able to love others as well. Being caring to yourself, being gentle with yourself. Okay, and we're going to go up to your throat chakra, which is your communication center. It's also another creative center as well. So if you have a hard time expressing yourself, if you're feeling blocked creatively, it could be that you could be leaking energy from there. Okay, and now we're going to go to your third eye. Your third eye is being able to have visions, inner visions. So when you close your eyes and you see images in your mind, that's your third eye operating. And sometimes when we can't see those visions, we could be blocked. It's also one of the chakras that helps you connect to the spiritual realm, if that's something that you are interested in, but you want to make sure that you're obviously safe. Again, that's a very important part of this archetype, is safety, being prepared. And the crown chakra. The crown chakra is what helps us connect to the higher realms, to God, to spirit. And if we have a hard time even believing in God or spirit, whatever you want to call it, your crown chakra could be blocked or leaking energy. So it's good to balance that as well. Okay, the next crystal that I have for you is one of my favorite ones, and it's one that is used for the solar plexus a lot, and it's called Citrine. I also have a ring, if you can see it. It's a darker one. Now that we've kind of worked on the lower energy centers, we are going to bring in more of that warrior, if you want to call it tiger type energy, to help you feel empowered. Again, with the understanding that there is a process to becoming a warrior. We looked at the grounding part, at the protection part, at noticing where the weaknesses are, where you're leaking energy. And now we're going to start to put in energy or recharge that chakra or that energy center or that archetype. This beautiful crystal. Now, if you're interested in buying citrine, you want to be careful because there's a lot of citrine that is sold as citrine, but it's actually amethyst, and it's really heated, and that's what makes it look like a yellowish color, like a really bright yellowish color. Natural citrine is lighter, so it's a very soft yellow. And this one that I have, I don't think you can see it, but you can actually see kind of rainbows in there. So that's how you know that it's real. So what I'm going to do with this crystal, we're going to go through your energy centers again, through your chakras, and we're going to put in that fiery energy into where we removed that leakage, or we closed it off, but we're going to put in that fiery energy, that courageous energy, so that you can feel recharged and ready to actually move forward in life and in any goal that you are ready to embark on. So we're going to start again from the bottom up. I'm just circling the root chakra, just with the intention that that courageous energy be sent to you, so that you feel stable, you feel solid in yourself, in your life, regardless of what's going on around you. And now we're going to move up to the Sacral Chakra, so that you feel empowered when making decisions, when it comes to dating, when it comes to being assertive during dating, being able to know which people are healthy for you and which ones are not. And also being able to reclaim your creativity. Now we're going to move up to the Solar Plexus, and with the intention of sending energy to help enhance your courage, your self-worth, your own value, knowing that these are dependent only on you and not what the outer world or the people out in the world tell you. To know your own value and your worth in yourself, knowing that you are valuable because of who you are. You don't have to try to be like anybody else, because if God or Spirit wanted you to be like anybody else, you wouldn't have been who you are. So it's not about being somebody else. It's about knowing your power, knowing who you are. And when you do that, you actually reclaim your power in yourself, over yourself, your will, your self-esteem, your courage. But while you continue to try to find that out in the world or have others validate that for you, you are giving your power away. So you're not going to do that anymore because your warrior is telling you to stop. Okay? So now we're going to go up to the heart chakra, sending self-love to you, sending care to you, sending kindness, the same kindness that you give to others, you are going to give to yourself now, moving forward. And you're going to learn to love yourself from within. And now your throat chakra here, with the intention to being able to empower or take charge of your creativity, of being able to express yourself in the world and feel confident in that. It might take a little bit of trial and error to learn how to do that, but that's part of becoming a warrior. You try something, you have enough courage to try something, and you make mistakes, and you learn from it, and then you try again. And the more that you do that, the more that you build your self-confidence and your self-esteem. In this case, it's going to be your ability to communicate, to set boundaries with others, to know when something doesn't feel right for you and to say something. With the courage and understanding that you deserve to feel safe in the world. And nobody has a right to take that from you. And nobody has a right to diminish your voice and your creative expression. Now we're going to go to your third eye with the intention that you be shown your vision for yourself, for your life, so that you can start to set goals that are actually in alignment with your soul, with who you truly are, and you can strategize a plan to be able to make them come true with the support of the Warrior Archetype. Now we're going to go to your crown chakra with the intention that you will do what is right, not just for you, but for all involved around you and in the world. Knowing that in the end, our truest power is being able to have the courage to do the right thing, regardless of what other people are doing. And to be able to stand up for others, for yourself and for others, to bullies, because you know that we all deserve the right to be in our power and to feel safe in the world. Okay. This next crystal is another citrine type, but it's Mexican, Mexican citrine. And I just wanted to bring this in because I think it's really cool. Let's see if it'll focus. You can kind of see, I don't know if it'll focus or not, but there's like rainbows inside it. And for me, this crystal feels really uplifting. It reminds me of the sun. So it's a good crystal to have when you're feeling depressed, when you're not feeling so great. After you've, felt those feelings, of course, because it's important to feel them. But when you're ready to just kind of release that and bring in more of that sunshine, that hope, this is a really awesome stone, along with the other citrine or crystal, to help you bring that. So you can carry it with you, you can hold it, you can meditate with it. The next crystal I have is fire quartz. And as you're probably going to notice, the crystals are starting to get a little bit softer in energy and in color. Fire quartz crystal is good to help you, I guess you would say, like, channel chaotic energy so that you don't feel so overwhelmed. And how that's connected with the Warrior Archetype is if you have a goal in life, you can't just have a goal and then do it. You have to, again, come up with a strategy. You have to be focused. You have to have discipline. You have to channel that energy that you're building up to be focused so that it actually hits the target, right? So a healthy warrior is able to do that. It's able to strategize. It's able to know when to move forward, when to pull back. And it's also able to have patience And I know some people that have the warrior archetype and they're very impatient. And I can fall into that sometimes too. Again, because it's about knowing when to move forward. Or if you want to look at it more like from a tiger perspective, like when to strike. Right? If you see like a tiger or even a cat, they're very focused on their target and they're very methodical. Like they're very quiet. They will take very strategic steps before they actually pounce on their target, right? That's how you want to think about with the warrior archetype, and what this crystal can help you with is to channel that energy, like that fiery energy, into something that's actually focused and productive and that makes sense, and developing that patience to do that. And it also feels peaceful too, because this is kind of like a pinkish color, this specific stone, so it feels peaceful as well. Okay, this next crystal is called Sunstone. You can kind of see the little sparkles right there. And this is a really good stone to help you face your fears, which is one of the biggest parts of the warrior archetype. That it helps you face your fears. And understanding, if you want to look at the archetype, like, or the journey of this archetype, like, let's say that you are in like this fairy tale story, and there's this warrior that's going into a castle, and the castle has a dragon. And before you go face the dragon, or let's say you're the hero, before you're gonna go face the dragon, you prepare for it, right? Some heroes prepare for years and years. You learn how to strategize, then you move forward. And even though the warrior is afraid, it still faces its fear. So it knows that it's okay to be afraid, but it's not okay to live in fear. That's not what courage is. And so to live in fear is not honoring that energy of that archetype, or honoring who the warrior is. And having courage can be as simple as speaking up. It doesn't have to be like ginormous, something big, like super big. It can just be as big as like speaking up for yourself. Being able to do what's right regardless of what others think. Or being able to do what's right even if everybody else is doing the wrong thing. Right? This next stone is called Moonstone. I chose this one because the evolution of the warrior archetype comes from a very, very grounded, like, root chakra. And as that develops, through the chakras or through the energy centers, it develops into having this, like, consciousness or understanding that once you learn to have courage and stand up for yourself, it's your responsibility to stand up for others and to do the right thing for others, and realizing that true impact is when we can do what's right for others, not just for ourselves. So you develop from this competitive warrior to this more loving warrior that is able to protect others, to stand up for others. You can think about it as like bullies. Like, if you see a bully, you stand up to them, even if it's scary, even if it's afraid. Moonstone, because it's the pink moonstone, because it's pink, it's connected to the heart. So we're gonna kind of leave this archetype in that space, in the heart space, so that when you have goals, when you are activating that warrior in you, you can channel the energy from the earth, but then it goes up to the heart so that you always do the right thing, right? And the other thing about this archetype is understanding that in the end, the dragon that we see, those fears that you have or that we have, they live in us. So the fears that you see out in the world, you're actually projecting them out into the world. So you must look at yourself to face your own inner dragons. So you have to ask yourself, what inner dragons do you have? That is, you must have the courage to face, so that you can develop a more solid sense of self, a more courageous self, and a self that is able to do the right thing and stand up for others as well. So, for example, if you tend to procrastinate, that's a dragon to look at, right? So how can you work on that? How can you develop the skills? How can you strategize a plan to help you face that? Not to kill it. You don't want to kill it. You want to face it. Because again, it's a part of you. So you don't ever want to kill a part of you. That doesn't work. You want to face it and understand it. And when you understand it, then it dissolves. And then it becomes an ally, right? So this is where how you want to see these dragons. Because they're a part of you. They're in you. You never want to get rid of anything that's in you. You want to understand it because it has wisdom to share with us, to give to us. It has, if you want to look at, again in the fairy tale, the dragon, when the warrior goes into the castle and there's dragons and is trying to get into the castle, so there's treasure in there. So if you want to look at it from that perspective, when you face your dragon, you find inner treasures, right? You face your inner demons, your inner dragon, literally. And when you do that, you find treasures. So that's why you never want to kill or get rid of anything in you. You want to understand it so you can find the hidden treasure in you. And that helps you to develop a healthy self. And then you can show up in the world feeling more solid, more empowered, so that way you can also stand up for others and lead by example, right? I'm going to go ahead and just put this right in your heart center, just sending that energy to you, that you may face your inner dragons and find the treasure in your castle being you. And that you may see the gifts that those dragons have been holding for you all this time, so that you can release yourself from being trapped in that castle and be your true self in the world. And be your solid self, have the courage to be you, and also to stand up for others and always do the right thing. We're gonna end the session with my favorite crystal, selenite wand. And I like to end the session with the specific one because it helps to seal. It sounds really nice too, but it also helps to seal the energy for today. The healing that was received today. I know that that warrior archetype is in you, whether it's barely developing, or it's really strong, or it's hanging out somewhere in the abyss, not knowing what it's doing. It's still there, you know, and if you tune in to connect with it, you can work with that energy in you to help you create a more stable, more healthy, more empowered life. You need to have your warrior archetype to function properly in the world. You don't have a healthy warrior archetype, you struggle to set boundaries and to speak up for yourself and to do what's right for you. So that's why you have to have a healthy, you have to have a warrior archetype developed in order to survive in the world. The warrior archetype can also help you heal your traumas as well, because perhaps when you were a kid, if you went through traumas that you weren't empowered enough to speak up for yourself or walk away because you were a kid, you didn't know better, you know. But as an adult, you do. So you can activate that warrior archetype in you so that you no longer keep repeating the same traumas or being, you know, triggered by them, but instead you channel that energy to speak up for yourself and to set boundaries when others are being difficult. I'm going to go ahead and just swipe this selenite wand just around you, again with the intention of sealing today's energy so that you leave today feeling peaceful, feeling empowered, feeling connected to that that warrior in you, because that warrior is in you. That tiger energy is in you. You can discover more about it as well if you connect with it consistently. So that concludes today's archetypal healing session. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and also like this video to help me grow my channel. Also, if you haven't taken my archetype guides test, you want to make sure that you take it, because it'll help you figure out what one of your top archetypes is, so you can become aware of that energy in you and to start to begin to work with it consciously so you can create a more authentic life. You can also apply that archetype to your brand if you like. If you have a business, you can apply that archetype to your brand so that you can create a brand that's actually authentic to you and you show up in the world being your full empowered self. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.